High above the clouds, a glass bridge stretches across a canyon, cracking under each step. Deep in the ocean, a cage lowers into shark-infested waters, where razor-sharp teeth lurk just inches away. Hidden in the mountains, a narrow path clings to the edge of a cliff, one wrong step away from disaster. These places aren't scenes from a movie. They are real, open to the public, and dangerously thrilling. Some attractions test courage, others defy logic, but all share one thing: a risk that few are willing to take. Mount Huashan in China is not just a hike. It's an adrenaline-fueled adventure that tests your courage at every step. Imagine walking on wooden planks barely wide enough for your feet, bolted onto the side of a 7,000-foot peak. Below you? A sheer drop into nothingness. A safety harness keeps you in place, but the heart-pounding fear never leaves. This isn't just a trail. It's an ancient pilgrimage route that has lured daredevils and devotees alike for centuries. The final destination is a small shrine, but the journey itself is what draws thousands of thrill-seekers every year. Despite its terrifying reputation, it remains one of China's most sacred and visited mountains. Some call it breathtaking. Others call it a nightmare. Either way, Mount Huashan is not for the faint-hearted. Then there's Death Valley, a place so hot it feels like the earth itself is trying to chase you out. This stunning desert in California holds the record for the highest temperature ever recorded on our planet, 134 degrees, 57 degrees Celsius. Standing there, you can feel the heat pressing against your skin like an invisible weight. Water evaporates faster than you can drink it, and survival without it is almost impossible. Experts estimate that, without hydration, a human wouldn't last more than 14 hours. The landscape is beautiful but unforgiving. Endless stretches of golden sand, rugged canyons, and salt flats that seem to stretch into eternity. Yet, despite the life-threatening conditions, Death Valley remains an oddly fascinating tourist attraction. People visit to see its unique rock formations, starry night skies, and the eerie racetrack playa, where massive stones mysteriously move on their own. It's one of the most dangerous places on Earth, but that doesn't stop adventurers from testing their limits. Now, if you think hiking is a simple activity, you've never attempted Trolltunga in Norway. This hike is a true test of endurance, taking 7 to 10 hours to complete. The trail is long, steep, and relentless, winding through rugged mountain terrain before reaching a spectacular rock formation that juts out like a tongue, hence the name Troll's Tongue. It offers breathtaking views of the fjords, but here's the catch: there are no barriers. One wrong step, and you're plummeting thousands of feet to the valley below. Tragically, this has happened. A 24-year-old Australian woman fell to her death while attempting to take a picture at the edge. Despite the risks, thousands make the journey every year, eager to capture one of the most stunning and dangerous selfies in the world. The hike demands both physical and mental strength, but for those who make it to the top, the view is unforgettable. Speaking of thrilling experiences, Devil's Pool at Victoria Falls is the ultimate daredevil's swim. This natural rock pool sits right on the edge of one of the largest waterfalls in the world, where millions of gallons of water roar over the precipice every second. The only thing stopping swimmers from going over is a submerged rock lip that miraculously holds them back. It's an experience like no other. You're quite literally hanging off the edge of one of the most powerful waterfalls on Earth. But danger is ever present. In 2009, a tour guide lost his life while trying to save a tourist who had slipped. The pool is only accessible during the dry season when the water levels are lower. But even then, the currents are unpredictable. One misstep, and you're gone. Yet, despite the risks, it remains on the bucket list of countless adventure seekers. From the edge of waterfalls to the stairway to heaven in Hawaii, danger comes in many forms. Officially called the Haiku Stairs, this nearly 4,000-step hike leads to the top of a lush, mist-covered mountain with panoramic views of Oahu. Originally built during World War II for military communications, it has since been deemed illegal and highly dangerous. A storm in 2015 severely damaged parts of the stairs, making the climb even riskier. Yet, despite warnings and hefty fines, thrill seekers still sneak past barriers to experience the forbidden trail. The steps are narrow, rusted, and often slippery from rain, and if you slip, there's nothing to catch you. But the view? It's one of the most breathtaking in the world. Some say the risk is worth it. Others say it's madness. If there's one road on Earth that truly earns its name, it's Bolivia's Death Road. Officially called the North Yungas Road, this 43-mile stretch of dirt and gravel is nothing short of a nightmare. It winds through the mountains, with sheer drops of 2,000 feet on one side and barely enough space for a single vehicle. Fog, landslides, and waterfalls make it even more treacherous. For years, it was known as the most dangerous road in the world, claiming nearly 300 lives annually. Although a safer alternative has been built, some people still drive Death Road for the thrill. Cyclists, in particular, flock here, zooming down the winding path with nothing but courage keeping them from tumbling into the abyss. It's beautiful, it's deadly, and it's not a road for the weak-hearted. Moving from roads to national parks, Yosemite National Park in the USA is a paradise of towering cliffs, waterfalls, and giant sequoias. But it's also one of the deadliest national parks. On average, 12 to 15 people die here every year, often due to falls, drowning, and even heart attacks. Some visitors underestimate the wild nature of the park, getting too close to cliff edges or attempting dangerous climbs without proper preparation. In 2018, a couple fell 800 feet to their deaths while trying to take a selfie at Taft Point. The beauty of Yosemite is mesmerizing, but as many have learned the hard way, nature doesn't forgive recklessness. If you're afraid of heights, El Caminito del Rey in Spain is not for you. This narrow, crumbling path clings to the side of a steep gorge, with sheer drops of hundreds of feet below. Originally built for workers to access a hydroelectric plant, it was later abandoned and left to decay. For years, there were no handrails, and parts of the path had completely collapsed, forcing hikers to cling to the rock face. It was so dangerous that it earned the nickname, the world's most dangerous walkway. Despite multiple fatalities, daredevils continued to attempt it until the Spanish government finally restored and reopened it in 2015. Today, it's much safer, but the fear of walking along the cliffside remains as real as ever. High above the Swiss Alps, Trift Bridge is the longest suspension bridge in the region and an absolute test of nerve. Suspended 330 feet over a glacier-fed valley, it sways with every step, making even the bravest hikers second-guess their choices. The bridge was originally built to provide access to a hydroelectric plant, but quickly became a popular tourist attraction. The views are unmatched, but the sheer exposure to the elements, strong winds, rain, and the unsettling feeling of walking on nothing but a swinging bridge makes it one of the most heart-racing crossings in the world. These places are dangerous, terrifying, and at times deadly. Yet, for those who dare, they offer experiences like no other. Would you risk it? If you enjoyed this journey into the world's most dangerous tourist spots, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more wild adventures. What's the most terrifying place you've ever visited, or would want to? Drop your thoughts below.